Greetings, my friends. This is Maerlande, and let's do episode 2 with the Dark Elves by Sombre. So I had some good comments on episode 1 already, and that's pretty neat. I was There was a couple of oddities that I didn't realize, and one of them I've opened up Mod Inspector to maybe have a look at. Oh, we don't need to see the King in Yellow. That was for a different game. So it turns out here we are. I missed this tag, Berserk when blessed. So the trick with the witch elves is as soon as you bless them, they go berserk, which is useful, but you want to be thinking about that when you're scripting. So I think what I'm going to want to do is postpone my divine blessing till round 3. So cast, say, a couple of sermon encourages or a couple of smites, and then do a divine blessing. And then they'll rush forward. And by then, my front line will have moved up. So that was a really useful thing to learn. The other one is going at the commanders. Let's just sort by type here. So the two assassins, the two pleasure cultists. No, where are we here? See, they come. It was explained to me. Where are those guys? Dark Rider? No. No, those are units. Anyways, the two assassins come in a male and a female. So that's kind of the core. Was it the Bloodshades here? Well, let's jump to the game for a second. We'll move this out of the way. Whoops. Hello. Come on. Oh, I'm doing this in the wrong place. There we go. Move that out of the way. So let's pop into the game and get the names of those guys. And we've already looked at these messages, so last episode, and the assassinations went well. So we've kind of set things up, but let's look at which were the two that I was looking at. Connate assassins and Bloodshades. So the Bloodshades, I don't think we can tell here. Doesn't really show here, but it shows in the Mod Inspector. And then the Connates and the Corsair Captains. No, that was not it. I guess it was the... No, it was the two kinds of pleasure cultists. Let's have a look here back at the Mod Inspector. So if you look at these pleasure cultists, do we see seduce? Yeah, so they're seducers. That's right, those are the ones. So two different seducers, not assassins. One is female, one is male. Spy. So male, I guess, is the default tag. If you look down here, if we click on this, we don't see a tag here showing the gender. We do see a tag here showing the gender. Now I have noticed some interesting oddities that caught me off guard. I was in a game as Lanka, and I was using Dakini, which are tagged as female. And I had Oriads from Arco assassinate my Dakini, because I had thought that you couldn't even try a seduction if the gender wasn't the binary choices. I mean, the game is simplistic and whatever. I'm not going to go into a big debate there. Just mechanically, it turns out that if you try to seduce the wrong gender, you end up automatically in an assassination, and there's no seduction attempt. And of course, if you know the mechanics of the game, the advantage of seduction is you get that chance to take home a very good mage, or possibly something useful. So we'll go back to the game. And I've completed what I can afford. We'll try something different when we use the Witch Elves. The Convent Initiate. So I'm getting researchers at the moment, inexpensive, and I'm definitely a little short on gold. And I've sorted I've sorted all the current slaves and kind of sorted the animals, and we're using the animals to what we hope is there should not be any more independent commanders in this province. Typically you get 2 or 3 independent commanders, except in specialty cases. and we should be finished. So I think I'm ready to host this turn. Let's just take a quick look, make sure I bought at least a touch of province defense everywhere. I have, so let's make the turn go. Excellent. There were no more enemy commanders, and so we took the province. Awesome. Cheap. So that counted 15 troops present. Interesting. I didn't think that would count because I only sent that handful of... Okay, is this buggy or what? She only had 4 animals. So how did that count as more than 15? Huh. So there's a bit of a disadvantage to using the assassination. No, it's not, but we do actually, it turns out, we do want to send some decent sized parties when we go to take these provinces that we've done assassination on. Now this lady, oh, what the heck? Harpies. Interesting. Well, this lady, so some of these guys are undisciplined, right? Okay. If they are, they may as well go in with the animals. And I believe the human ones are disciplined, so let's put them in their own group. All right, and the harpies, well, realistically, I don't really want to use a little squad of 4 harpies. It's just not enough. So we'll put them on guard commander. That way we stay within our command limits. And what's the morale of this guy? Morale is 14. So the Beastmaster helps lose a bit for undisciplined. That's pretty good morale for an animal. All right. Now, by the time these are simply light infantry crossbowmen, but this is heavy cavalry, so that's a very appropriate place. Now, it's going to take a couple of turns to do the assassinations here. So I think I want to kind of take this Beastmaster back, load her up if there's more animals. Let's see if there are animals. There's not very many more animals at the moment, but she could come out with a handful of extra slaves. So I think I'll take her back. Just trying to plan sort of efficient moving. Oh, what have I got sitting here? Got extra scouts. I've got a single one of these dread spears. That's not worth sending a commander to get. But the scouts, we can start sending out scouts to look for my opponents. So we'll send one this way and the other guy this way. I'm going to send one assassin. This is Jaguar type, so I'll send one assassin into each. And the scouts will actually, I want both these scouts going this way for the moment because I'm going to use them to probe and attempt to take these provinces. Well, hopefully just probe, because it's obviously to my advantage to wait until I can send an army. Alright, I've got a spare master to command. I've got 2 researchers. I'm going at the conjuration, so that's starting to kick off. Let's see where the gold situation is. Well, I'm going to go with continuing to max out my witch elves. And then for the sake of cost, I think I'm going to switch to the little bit higher resource guys. Go for some sword guys. So 2 was all I could get. Okay. So my build could use, well, there's not a lot more I could have done to get more money. A little bit, but let's load this guy up. So we definitely want to have the witch elves. We want a front line of something, and fairly large, but we want it disciplined. So let's grab the craptastic slaves and the dread spears, put them together, put the crossbows in here. Let's grab all the disciplined slaves and put them in that squad. So he's at 3 squads, unless I want to send the other master. He's got a total of 46 troops, so we can follow up later. So let's move these guys from the Beastmaster up to the Master. Put the armored guys with them. And they can be a follow-up army to come along later. But we are going to want to have an army here in probably one more turn, right here in this one. Then it can take those other ones. So the Beastmaster is just basically here to summon her animals. So they spawn beasts. I don't know if this summon is affected by... Let's have a look and see what her tags are. Let's see what her tags are. So we want to look at the High Beastmaster. So she should have a summon tag. I'm not seeing a summon tag. I wonder how this summoning works. Normally we would see a Dom summon. Let's look under the modded commands. Command, start age, Beastmaster. I'm gonna have to talk with Sombre about this because I'm not seeing how she can summon things without having the command, the mod command. It's usually summon or Dom summon, one of those two commands, and I'm not seeing it unless I'm missing it. Bum 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 bum. The base template. I don't know what that is, but like what number 5149 is. So I'm just not seeing it. I mean, it's fairly obvious when we look at her description. It seems I'm reading this correctly. The high beast randomly spawns beasts based on local province terrain. No command necessary. Oh, they don't need to be in a fort. So frankly, this girl should stay here. And she might just summon some animals. Randomly. That's interesting. It must be somewhere else in the mod that makes this occur. So now I've got an interesting question. Do I have the troops to take militias and knights? I would say no. But I should have no problems taking these heavy infantry. And we'll just hang on here and see what slaves show up to boost this. So now I need to change up the entire operation here of the script, because now I know. So let's change this to Sermon of Courage, and then do a second Sermon of Courage because the chances of something in smite range are not great. We'll Divine Bless on round 3. That will force the berserking. Put these guys on hold. We'll slip. Now their combat speed is 14. The combat speed of this mob is 12 or 11 or 11. We'll put them in a line. Put them on hold. Hold and hold and fire. So I really don't like their range is sufficient. No, they should be fine on fire commands. And I need to tuck my prophet into the middle. Okay, I think I like that quite well. I think that's solid. Let's give it a shot. Are we happy with what's happening? I think so. Check that I've put a little province defense everywhere. How's my candles doing? So I'm 3 here. I want to turn on candles. Okay, I'm satisfied. Let's go with that. All right. That was cheap. So let's see how the timings went. This should have been significantly better. And we did go roughly 7 or 8 squares ahead. Okay. The archers moved forward a little bit, but not enough to be a problem. Well, the crossbows, I mean. Are they hitting anything? Not really. The engagement's going good. I've got a couple of limpers. No, he just... Oh, that's a crossbow. And then they berserked. The witch elves berserked. but at least we're not taking nearly as much damage to Witch Elves. And a good number of them got to the back line. Oh yes, this is going a great deal better. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Oh, that's a much better script. I lost a couple of those Witch Elves, but not too shabby at all. So it still says there's knights. Now the scout reports dropped to about 30, so there probably aren't very many knights. What I've got happening here, so we'll go for an assassinate. Now we had some funky things. Let's put this guy way up forward. Hold or fire. No, we'll just go fire. Let's try some change-ups. He's going to assassinate. We'll move this guy way up forward. Hopefully these knives work this time. And then she's going to wait, but we do want to probe these to get a feel for how many. So that actually needs to be a control move to force an attack. Check this guy's script. Retreat. Okay, we want to do this one. Okay, that will probe and let us count how many independent commanders are there. Let's see if any animals showed up. No new animals showed up. Did any new animals show up here? No. And we should have seen... Oh, well, why was there no message? We took that over. I would have thought we'd have gotten slaves. Oh, it's under 2,000. Aha! Okay, interesting. So there's not a huge amount to be gained right now by finishing... Oh, but that's a nice farm. Ah, okay, that'll be worth it. So let's add the additional... And I really like the timing on the Divine Bless. So let's add the extra chaff here. So I think we could safely stiffen. These guys, how's their speed? 12s, 11s, and 12s. Good enough, they can all go in one squad. It's going to amount to basically the same difference. This guy should be on a hold. We want to tuck him back. Hopefully that's just in front of the prophet. We'll add these extra Witch Elves. There's no point holding them back right now. Hold and attack rear. And I want to check when I get away. These guys, there's just a couple. So we'll just put them on guard commander for the moment. Alright. So for anybody that doesn't know, the very handy command Y shows the armies moving to a place. So let's try to draw the opponent. Yeah. Well, these guys are good enough. I don't really want to totally waste them. I'm going to split a few. Oh, I've got... No, I can... which are the junkiest? Orc slaves. No protection. 14 hit points. Goblin slaves. We got spear naked goblin slaves. We got 2 of these. So we're going to stick them way up top as a bait squad. These guys, we're actually going to move them back so that they will work their way forward using arrow keys to count. So the plan here is they will work themselves kind of probably diagonally forward before my line of better quality troops engages. And because they're undisciplined, I have no real choice. Alright, so we've set up what I hope are adequate. Oh, no, I want them a little bit more forward because I do actually want them to soak lances from the knights. Okay, I've got another scout. So this guy can start heading out to Happy New Lands. Let's just see if I got any more scouts, but can I afford them? Not particularly. Yeah, so I got 4 in recruit all over the place, but I just don't have... Oh, interesting. So I get different... Oh, that's coastal, so I get corsairs. So I actually have some coastal provinces. So arguably, I do want to have some corsair captains. When in a coastal province you control, they might establish a corsair cove, but they'll dismantle if adjacent to a fort. Okay, so currently, none of the coastal provinces I have are appropriate, so I will wait a little bit longer. But I do really want to, it's fairly clear, I want to be expanding along the coastlines. That's to my significant advantage. Okay, let's host. Let's see what we get. Alright, how did the assassin... conjuration. Excellent. Okay. So we're at 64. We got about 3 turns to get to the next level. So I don't need to script or to queue up any other research. That went fine. I want to see if he actually threw his knives this time. There we go. He's missing, but he at least did it. Okay, come on. Oh! Alright, what do we got? He missed a 19. Oh, defense roll 40. Oh, that's a crazy defense roll. He did hit, but he did not penetrate. Interesting. Okay. There we go. And all but dead. Okay, 26. Gets a defense of 19. He got through fairly effectively with the falchion, which hits pretty hard. So this guy's pretty solid. These guys are pretty good. Okay, great. And how did the other one go? A jaguar. Oh, well, this is most likely to be very, very easy. But let's just speed this up and have a look. Well, they blast, but blessing an independent basically does nothing. And the knives. Nice. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Good. That one's over. And then that scout showed there's one more independent commander. So hopefully one more assassination. We'll get that province. And here there's 2 more. Okay. And then in Blackport, we lost quite a bit. We lost quite a few of the witch elves. The orc bait definitely worked. Well, it's pretty obvious those witch elves are very fragile. So it may be that there needs to be a change to how I use them. But that's okay. We'll get the hang. Oh, nice shot with a crossbow. So we've got a lot of lance hits being soaked by, happily, the less armored and crappier of these orc slaves are faster, so they took the lances. And we got one of the heavy cavalry coming off on his own. Now there we go. Well, I'm definitely a bit torn about these witch elves. I mean, they're costing me a lot of gold, and they're very killy, but they sure are fragile. And I didn't do anything on the bless that significantly improves their durability. And of course, it also doesn't help that they're vulnerable to my own crossbows. Boy, we just about have problems with knights getting past my line. Well, a good smite, but this was a tricky move. That was quite a few more knights than I anticipated. That almost went bad. There's definitely a few ways that could have gone bad. Quite bad. And there they go. Are they running away? Yeah, they're running away. If I didn't have a prophet with smite, this could have gone a lot worse. Alright. Like I've seen what I want to see. Yeah, that was that one. So, alright, over 6,000 and a commander and at least 25 troops present. So that triggered slaves. And I gained the slaves. Interesting. So you get somewhere between a third to a half of the population that is shifted, but you'll definitely lose some along the way. I assume these resources are a permanent increase, so that's significant. The gold is helpful. And, oh, I got some heroes. Nice. So what did he get for a heroic ability? Quickness. Okay. Move and attack quicker. That's not amazing on a prophet, but not bad. And what about the other guy? What did he get? increased attack. Well, that never hurts, especially on an assassin. So both of these guys need to assassinate one more time. Now, I'm trying to remember. This one had 2 more commanders. This one had 1. So after this assassination, we can send these guys. Is that enough of them? How big is this? Oh, we don't know how big it is. I should bring up some more chaff troops. So we'll leave behind the quality troops. Let's bring up slaves that are undisciplined, just to increase our numbers. And just because we'll bring those sea dogs, it's not looking like I'm going to have any opportunity. We'll keep the disciplined slaves back, which are the human ones, to use with actual armies. I'll bring these guys here for the moment. Ah! An enemy. The enemy has arrived. Horse-tribe cavalry. How good is this army? I'll put this... not entirely sold on sending this against that many horse tribe. So let's move them here. Send this guy back for reinforcements. Put it in a little province defense. I could use a cheap independent commander. Oh, bad resources in this province. How about this one? Well, it looks like I'm going to be buying the mounted guy. Well, no, he's even worse. So let's buy this guy. Now I got independent priests, but no particular gain to it. And I don't see a heck of a lot of reason. It's the frontline guys I need more than anything else. And it might be time to start working on the big... Now, there are reasons to own some of these, so let's get one of these. How much gold do I... Quite a bit. No, troops first. Troops first. I want to expand first. And definitely want some more crossbows. Too many. Okay, perfect. Dum-ba-da-dum. And the research. Yep, 64. Alright. So this guy can't get across the water. Okay, we gotta go that way. This scout kind of missed that. Let's send him to take a look at what we got here. What are the other nations? It's Bandar. Okay, let's see what Bandar's doing. We'll send a scout up that way. Okay, I'm fairly pleased with what we've got here. A little more expansion. So this guy can start heading out to find new lands. Isn't that exciting? And the other guy can head out to find new lands. So we're going to be attacking this one next turn and that one the turn after. We'll take our time. I don't see any opponents. Good. Let's host. Another famous hero. Nice. Got the priest. Got the jaguar warrior. So we know that this one is empty of commanders, so I can safely move on to the next one. This one needs to go one more time. And this mob, I'm going to send them along. This mob needs to attack. She needs to head back to collect more goodies. Is he adequately set up? Oh, that's odd. No, we're not going to do that. That just messes things up. That drops our... And we want to push against these barbarians. Now, do I have a reasonable chance? I think I can take the barbarians. Because I do want to kind of block this nation. Who is that? Let's have a quick look. That is Flagra. Yeah, I definitely want to block them from further push. So that might be a touch risky, but I want to make the effort. And that also means I definitely want to start normally I would probably be splitting my different... Normally I would be probably splitting my different, or setting up for 2 expansion parties, but in this case, because I didn't push straight outwards, instead I did a circular, and I've got the assassination expansion, I think I'm better off to bring these guys forward and form up a single army. And I have that advantage that the larger the army, the more benefit I get from it. So let's send this scout in. And this scout, I think we kind of want to watch these bridges and the choke points. And this guy, we kind of want up here. This guy, we want to start pushing him to the opponents. Can't get there, he's got to go there. Okay, let's host again. So, another assassination went exceptionally well. I want to watch this one, because this guy now has, I think he's the one that has the increased attack skill. Yes, so his attack is up at 17, so he should be basically hitting with everything he tries. Is he going to fire? He does a fire, but he missed. So did he just literally not hit him? Yeah, he just did not even hit the square. A repel. The Bloodshade got a... Oh, on the hoof. Okay. That guy's got nice defense. Speed this up. There we go. So he's half dead. And miss, and a miss, and dead. Ooh, lots of damage. Okay, good. And we took that one as we knew we would take that one. Battle in Endron. Oh, sweet. Only 3 of this size of conquest can trigger each turn. Yeah, okay. So that was this one. Clean. And then this one. Oh, very clean. But boy, the attrition on those witch elves. Yeah, I gotta think about that. And then, of course, we gained some more population and gold and goodies. More population, gold, and goodies. Very nice, very nice. So this blob can go take this one, which is now empty, and I'll send assassination there to block this bridge and get this choke point. This guy can start assassinating, and this guy can find out how many commanders are in there. And we actually kind of want... What we got here? This guy, where are we sending him? Here. So given the assassins are over this way, that's the direction we kind of want to work with our scouts. Nice. So this army has blocked off anything that Flagrant might send. It lost effectively nothing. Well, a couple of witch elves. We can... I have an opportunity to look into going in the water now. That's not a bad option. Mermen are kind of awful, but it's something. Now, what have I got? This is fairly small. Simple Tritons. That's a big blob. I do have the handful of sea dogs, but it's not very many. Any more animals show up? Huh. No more animals are showing up. Maybe it's only when you recruit them. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Sombre and sort of ask that question of him. Let me see if he's currently online at the moment. So, I'm asking him a question right now about the Beastmasters. Okay, we'll see if he has an answer for that. Just let him know I am currently recording. Yeah. So I've got that question going for. So what he said so far is this is done with the event modding system, which is why it doesn't show up. So I'll tell him that. Okay, he's clarified that. So we won't see it in the mod inspector because it's part of events. And I don't know if mod inspector can show national modded only events, but now that we know that, that tells us quite a lot. Now, this guy, we'll send him back here. Which way do we want this second army? This army does not have anybody to do blasts. So the extra witch elves are kind of wasted. Well, we'll just send him forward as a support for this army. This army will push harder here. We got infantries, light infantries, and heavy infantries. Yeah, he comments that, well, I read that only one Beastmaster per province works. And so we've discussed that. Now what we need to do is just have another quick look here. This might be a bit of a short episode because I've covered a number of interesting things, and I'm still a little gold restricted from trying to jump up to the super tough guys. I think I'm still best to just stick with basic troops, and I do need more troops. We'll worry about fancier stuff later. Oh, is it time? It is definitely time. Oh, shoot. I hosted before I was finished. I bumped the E key. All right, well, anyways, there's worse things. Oh, I finished the research. So, on the topic of research, let's just have a quick review. I'm going to bring the mod inspector over again. And we'll just take a quick look at basic magic paths. So if we sort by magic, astral death, and a little bit of other things, quite a bit of other things. So we've got the core conjuration. Now we jump back to, and something I wanted to mention, there's very little in the way of national spells. I've tagged it here for the nation, and they're under blood. So until and if I get a blood economy, they're not very relevant. So let's move the mod inspector back out of the way, go back to the game, and then think about, so astral death, I'm just going to assume that it's worth my time to prepare for point buffing. It could be different. Enchantment would make some sense. Now, there was a target I was going for here in Conjuration, and I'm almost forgot. So astral and death. Well, I guess I just did it. There's nothing really obvious here why I was going for 3. And I'm not really going to be communioning up at this point in time. Did this assassin? Oh, I got the druid, so that's good news. And that was in Carrion Mine. Okay, I did. I've got one more Woodhedge druid to kill in Carrion Mine. Kark, I took it over. And that one, Nemecria, I had already killed off all the commanders, so that was simply cheap. And I triggered, should be 3 of these events. 1, 2, only 2. One of these didn't trigger. Oh, because this one was just a scout probe and did not win. So this scout, oh, did he die? Where'd he go? Oh, maybe he died. No, he got away. Oh, he killed when retreating. Okay, well, always a possibility. So we want one more assassination. These guys need to move here. Let's take a quick look at the province defense. I need a little bit there. I forgot to buy that. Have I got anything interesting to recruit? No, not at this point in time. So what I actually wanted to do here was swap this out for a Corsair Captain, and they are 1 commander point, so we'll get 2. And I probably need a little better balance. So I've got lots of gold left over. I could go to beefier troops, but I don't really need them at this point in time. Oh boy, that's a lot of slaves. So have I got anybody to bring those forward yet? Just this independent. And, but if I'm gonna actually try to use any more of the witch elves, I'm gonna need another priest. Well, we'll wait on that. So this army should... How big's this? Let's just have the infantries and archers. And it's getting a little small. It's kind of a little small for everything. So, you know what? I think he just needs to pause for a second, bring up these extra troops. I have enough gold now to actually... I only need one merman commander. So I'm going to spam crappy little craptastic merman. Just set this guy, stay back, and have him patrol. Oh, what happened here? Oh, okay, he's patrolling. Well, I'm not going to be able to push that scout any farther there, so he might as well head a different direction. Yeah, that army's too small to push forward. And until I get another priest, I could expand with just junk. I'll send... What's the... I gotta have a look here. What's the command? They're decent commanders, so I'll probably send the Corsair captain with a bunch of troops and skip. But since I only have the one priest, I might as well take all the witch elves and start moving them over to my prophet. I'll save the other troops for other things. Be nice to finish off these two, but there's plenty of time. That guy, I'll move him forward. This guy, I'll see what's going on here. This guy, I kind of want to see who's over here. Oh, no, that was the assassin, so I actually want him to assassinate. Should have more scouts. Here he comes. Can't make it that far. This guy, I want to go continue to support the assassins. That guy we'll send up here. No, we'll send this way, I think. Yep. And we're done. Alright, let me just pop out, see if Sombre had anything else to say. Nope, nothing in particular, so it looks good. So I think I may be cutting this episode short because before I go too much further, I want to do some more research. Let's host the turn. Nice. Successful assassination. Successful assassination. This means that that province is empty of commanders. So she can go there. Now, so we bumped up against, that would be Jotunheim. Thinking? Whoops, wrong one. Yep. Okay, so we've come up against Jotunheim. We're reaching the limits of simple expansion. Should take that over before it's a problem. And we are going to assassinate here. So we need to do scout probe. Alright, so that was it for the messages. Alteration is complete. I'm going to stop here and do some more research, figure out some more things. If anybody has questions, feel free to ask in the comments or find me online. There's links both in my comments and on my channel for the discords I'm most commonly found in. Alright, well I hope you enjoyed, and I think we've sort of seen some basic ideas for expansion. It would be good to see how the Pleasure Cult works and the Corsairs work before I say try a different pretender design. But I think we've got a feel for a number of the things. There's lots more yet to cover. But what would, there's only so much I can do in a simple single player showcase. And I think next episode I'm going to see about having a talk with Sombre. Talk with him live. Okay. Thanks everybody. Talk to you next time.